Hey, how are you? Know it's been a minute, but you're here watching Meadow-n the Aisle. Welcome to my wedding vibe check video. We have gathered here today on my very filthy floor to embark on a very important portion of the wedding planning journey. I've got these cheap canvas boards here straight from Five Below, and we're going to be taking these bad boys and filling them up with all sorts of scraps and napkins and utensils and lace and fabric, and we're just going to be building the vibe of the wedding. This isn't something that I've ever done before, and this isn't something that I've seen any tutorials for, so we're just going to slam these down, grab some Mod Podge, and see what happens. All of the stuff that I'll be gluing onto these beautiful boards you can see displayed all around me here. These are hopefully going to be the objects that lead me to wedding enlightenment. So, welcome to my wedding vibe check. Hey, what's up? New angle. I'll be hanging out up here along with all of the other trash so that you can get a better look at what it is that I'm doing. Now, you may be watching this and thinking to yourself, Mikla, this seems like a pretty obvious choice for a stream, and you might be right that it's an obvious choice, but that doesn't mean it's a right choice for me. When I'm streaming, I don't have a lot of brain space left to make actual coherent thoughts, and this is something that I obviously wanted to put a lot of time and attention into. And furthermore, I'm not really looking for other people's input, at least not at this stage. Of course, I want to get feedback on all of this stuff, and of course, it's not just my wedding, it is our wedding, so I want to make sure that Alex's opinions are included in here too. Just gonna start by opening up the Mod Podge. Always gotta have that ready. And I think I'm gonna go for 3 general vibes here today. So we're gonna go for something yellow, and this might have already kind of come out here as you were just glancing over all of the utensils that I have. Something blue and something green. There may also be some sort of dark blue component. I don't know if that could tie into one of the other colors or if that's going to be something that is just going to be entirely separate. Of course, I have more canvas, so if the ideas are really, really flowing, we can always just grab another piece of canvas to work with. And also, to keep me company, I have the Bloodline Blood Orange Ale from Flying Dog, a delicious blood orange flavored ale, which I guess is exactly what I just said, but you get the idea. Refreshing. Alright, no time to waste. Let's get to work on the yellow one, maybe. This was a picture that I found in a magazine, and I really liked the vibe of it, and I want to incorporate this into the yellow vibe, I think. Because you see the centerpiece has these red accents, these yellow accents, and I think this is the only sort of way that we might incorporate red into our colors. So, let's go for that. Let's start gathering up some scraps around here. This is a box that's just filled to the brim with all sorts of little paper pieces. I've got this, which is kind of a envelope-looking situation. This is actually a bag. This is just the bottom of a gift bag, but it's perfect for carrying out some vibes. We also have some little pieces of wood here. Well, not real wood, but, you know, some fake wood just to get us in the vibe. So, for example, if I was looking for a wood to go with this setup, I think I'd go with the lighter wood. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm just not going to make any commitment in the wood department. Let's grab some more yellows. I've also got these national parks posters. And I was thinking that it might be interesting to take one of these national parks posters and use them as sort of inspiration for whatever it is that we do for our wedding. Of course, Alex and I are going for kind of a naturalistic theme at the very least. Whatever the color ends up being, I want to see lots of flowers, lots of leaves, lots of foliage, all of that good stuff. So we've also got that to consider. Not really... Ooh! Okay. Death Valley National Monument. Kind of liking the vibe of that one. Might include that in this pile, which is not to say that our wedding is going to be Death Valley themed or anything like that, but it certainly conveys a good vibe. And I've got these little little flower and botanical paintings in their fake frames. Not really feeling anything from this, though. Not getting much. We've also got this neon sort of green, a very light, bright color, and I like that. The other green that we have available is this muted sage green, but I think with the bright yellow, it just doesn't hit quite the same. So we're going to leave that for another one of the boards. We're going to get some of this foliage here, some of these leaves as well, and we might as well go all in on the flowers. You know, we have sunflowers as a big motif there, and then I have this little gold chain. I like that vibe. As you can probably tell at this point, before we get to building any kind of collage, we're just going to build a big pile of stuff and see where that takes us. So we got some more colors hiding out here under my fluffy socks. I like this maroon sort of color. I think that goes quite nicely with it. So the main color palette is this. Yeah, wow. You know, it's kind of funny because it's, in a way, yellow, green, red. Toss all this together for now. Keep on looking around through what we got. I've got some napkins here. Thought it might be inspirational to take some table napkins. I don't want to go too monochrome. Like, the orange napkin seems like an obvious choice for this setup, but I think it's going to be a little too heavy in the orange there. We've got the dark blue. Now, how do we feel about this as a component of this general vibe? Because I'm thinking we might need one more color to go with here. The yellow, well, I guess the red would be that highlight color. I might have to move it to a more prominent position here. You know what? If I'm committing to these, I think I'm going to paste these straight down, commit to that, and then we could keep on looking. Oh, burlap. Is that too farmhousey? I really want to avoid anything that goes even vaguely into the territory of barns. I don't know what it is, but something about barn weddings just really grinds my gears. It screams chuggy to me. Alright, we got the leaves. Let's put this blue napkin to the side. We can decide on that later. Let's actually make some space in general here, creating an even bigger mess of the mess that is already existing in my room. Alright. Let's smack this down. So this is a table setup. Thought it was cute. Not sure if I would actually go for the, you know, painted up plates or anything like that, but the vibe of it was good. So we're gonna just smatter a bunch of Mod Podge over a toast with an old friend. Memories of good times and Bloody Marys. This was some kind of Southern magazine. I don't remember exactly what it was titled, but I know that the title of the magazine had something to do with guns. It was actually a very good magazine, very apolitical, very enthusiastic about Southern traditions, about exploring Southern history, and I thought that was cool. And I looked into the magazine, and apparently they came out in support of Black Lives Matter, and God, I feel like now I have to know what the name of the magazine is. Well, I guess we're just never gonna know. Maybe take a guess in the comments. Ooh, yeah, let's do that. You can take a guess in the comments what magazine it was that I got this beautiful placemat picture from. And we're gonna smack this stuff straight on there. I'm not gonna be too concerned about getting everything beautiful and flat. This isn't something that I expect to... Well, I expect to show it to Alex, but not to anybody who would actually judge me, you know what I'm saying? Alex is a wonderful, wonderful man. That's an understatement. I guess this is a great opportunity to tell you guys what the deal is with me and Alex. You see, we are high school sweethearts. Alex and I met in freshman year of high school, and we've been together ever since. We started off as smoking buddies, you know, as typical 14-year-olds do, and it just progressed from there. We've had so many wonderful, wonderful adventures together, and of course we've gone through plenty of trials as well, and Alex has been there right by my side during absolutely all of the hardest times of my life, and I am eternally grateful to him for that. Anyway, let's keep on smacking stuff. Oh, I was supposed to get my hot glue gun heated, and I forgot to do that. Let's get that going. Oh, alright, I'm just gonna get Mod Podge all over the place, no worries. Hot glue. Perfect. That's going to be nice for attaching all of these three-dimensional pieces. I'm not going to deal with having to wait for Mod Podge to dry on something that's so three-dimensional. Let's just get the hot glue gun going. Now, if you've seen any of my recent crafting streams, you know that I am on a very bad streak with this hot glue gun. It has burned me probably more times than I have used it. But this time I'm going to be extra safe because I'm paying attention, because I'm not live. And if I hurt myself, frankly, I will probably just edit it out and pretend that it never happened. So if you see a band-aid appear on my finger at some later point in time, you'll know exactly what was up. While we're waiting for that death machine to heat up, let's get together some more stuff. These leaves, perhaps, I could actually just glue on. What else have I got here? I've got some smaller pieces of fabric. Got some greens, kind of stripy vibe going on here. These actually came from a bunch of socks I got at the dollar store. But I thought that they were quite cute. The pattern is nice. The fabric is soft. It makes me happy. Not this. I don't know. How are we feeling about this red stripe situation going on there? I could see it being part of the theme, but at the same time, do I even really like stripes? Was there a purpose to buying these socks? I don't think there was. I think that was kind of a bust. Whatever. We've got some lace. Now we've got white lace, a different kind of white lace, and then brown lace. So these are our options when it comes to lace. Of course, this isn't to imply that these are the exact laces that I would use, but they convey the vibe of lace. Ooh, okay, we've got this tan. Kinda, I see that, kind of farmhouse vibes. Or, forget that, clear that image out of your mind. White lace. Classy, breezy, summer. Well, here's what I'm thinking. Whatever color scheme we do, it's probably going to be dominated by white. Most weddings are. White and beige are kind of the big thing. So I feel like we can afford to include some white lace in here. Some white detailing. And that could be maybe the edges of the tablecloths. It could be, incorporated into the centerpieces. I like lace because of that handmade history, lace as an art form, as the thing that the high-up ladies used to do in their spare time, and I quite like that. So yeah, between the laces for this look, I think the white lace is going to make everything else stand out more, whereas that brown lace is just going to make it look a little bit messy. So we're going to stick with this white lace. And in terms of the question between gold and silver, my example objects for gold and silver are a golden chain and a tiny spoon. Wonderful examples of the color schemes of gold and silver. I'm actually quite liking the silver with this. Which, you wouldn't think that silver would go well with yellow. My instinct is to assume that that's a nasty combination, but it's not too awful. Doesn't scream horror and pain to me. I don't know if I exactly love it. Okay, the other option is something completely different, which is a more bronze vibe. And let's see if we have anything bronze going on here. I've got this kind of golden ribbon. Goes with that. Beautiful. I got some twine. Maybe a little too farmhousey. Kind of bordering into that territory along with the brown lace. What else have we got here? Ooh, I have this tiny little pin. Gold. Gold is the way to go. That's obvious. Golden summer evening. Right after harvest. The trees are still green and luscious. The fruit is growing. Yeah, that's the vibe. That's this vibe right here. So we're going to keep that together. We're going to take this out. I think we're going bordering on a little too much yellow. Yellow's got to be the accent color. Same with the brown. Or rather, same with the green. Or rather, same with the red. We got there eventually. That's all that matters. I think we need a little bit more of the beige, the white, the tan. That's going to be the basis of this. So we've got this brown hickory do, this little postcard looking thing. And I'm trying to decide if I want to keep this for this look or use it for another one. I'm thinking that once we get to the point of working with all of the blues, like this nice little soft baby blue that I've got here. We're probably not going to be using a lot of browns, probably going to be a lot more of the whites and the silvers, because that seems like a classic combination. Though I guess an argument could be made for this little piece of burlap, which completely defies exactly what I just said. Alright, I think we're going to leave it off. I think this is going to be a little bit too overwhelming in the redness category, so we're going to forget about that. I wonder if our hot glue gun is getting spicy yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby, let's see it. Dripping out of the tip. Oh, yeah. That death goo. Alright, let's start splattering this stuff on. The yellow piece, gonna put that back into the scrap box because we might want to utilize it for something else. In this lace, I think I'm gonna smack down right there. Ooh, I probably should have used Mod Podge for that one. Hopefully this disgusting yellow hot glue doesn't shine through too much. But it's okay. We're not gonna worry about that. Just gonna keep on going. I'm gonna really pump it full. Oh god, this is, yeah. Lots of good vibes going on in this video here. Gonna smack on some of those flowers in the top corner, and gonna add some of these leaves as well. Now, whatever the color scheme is, green is gonna have to be a component. That's something that I'm just not gonna budge on. I want lots and lots of foliage, lots of leaves, lots of vines, and lots of sparkly lights. You can probably already tell by the fact that my entire workspace is covered in sparkly lights, including over here and over there and over here. But I really like sparkly lights. It's a vibe that makes me happy, and I want to see a lot of that get incorporated into the wedding. I think it's nice. It's fairy tale. It's sweet. It's so wholesome and warm. I think it's a color scheme that really makes you feel comfortable. Also, I have this zipper, which you may be seeing in my hand and wondering what the hell I'm going to be doing with that. I don't know. Get a little bit of the vibe for the metal. Boom, we're just going to smack it right on there. What's going to have a zipper on my wedding? No idea. Doesn't really matter, though. This is just for the vibes. We're also going to be pasting on this golden chain for this look and move some of these twinkly lights out of the way. I also wanted to have the twinkly lights right here ready to go because I want to see what this color scheme looks like with the twinkly lights. I think having some cohesion in that department is very important, too, because lighting is huge for the vibes of a wedding. All right. Let's get the last bit of this gold chain on there. Now, we got engaged about a month ago at this point, and not that much thought, admittedly, has been put into any of this wedding planning stuff. But I'm starting to feel the pressure. I'm starting to hear people telling me that I gotta start planning, start hooking up the vibes, getting the color scheme, start thinking about what I want for the dress. My engagement party is coming up in like 2 weeks. Haven't thought about a dress. I have people texting me. I didn't realize it was that big of a deal what dress I wore, but apparently it is. And I need to make sure that I meet those expectations. Ooh, okay. Brown. Oh. Too much? Maybe a little bit too much. I don't know how cohesively this vision has come together right now, to be perfectly honest with you. Smack on some pieces of wood. Ooh, I've got this, which is just a gold tin that used to cover a candle. Could put that on there, perhaps? Not really sure what direction this one's going to go in. Let's sprinkle on some leaves, some dried flowers. I've got a collection of them. This is just a bunch of tiny roses that I got from Trader Joe's and then dried out. It smells absolutely delectable. And I guess we could just go for the Mod Podge with this one. We don't need to go all in with the superheated glue. Let's just do a smattering. Right there. Smattering. That is the official term for it. I'm going to do a smattering of these little petals. Ooh, wow. Crazy. Ah, shit. I covered up all of the red. Well, that's not very good. I think we're going to have to find something else that's red. What else have I got? Ooh, okay. I've got red wire. I kind of like the look of that. Alright, let's glue in some of this red wire. Gonna do that with the hot glue. Smack it straight in there. Again, not exactly sure what would need some shiny red wire, but at least we've got it on there. And I think I'm gonna go for another square of the red. Just because I did cover it up over there. Not my brightest move. I've also got some scraps of paper that I cut out of a variety of cards. So this, very nice, golden, very lightly embossed birthday card that I chopped up and butchered for my own creative purposes. I don't think that's this, though. I just don't see it. I don't see this as very evergreen forest. I see this as spring meadow. You know what I'm going for? You know what I'm going for. You know what I'm going for. These leaves moved, and I thought that I was going to die for a second there. Glad I'm still here with you, but I do have this, which is nice gold swirl detailing. This is a little bit more the vibe that we got going on here. Smack that in there as well. Smather some hot glue on there. I'm actually home alone right now because Alex went to the gym, but whenever he gets back, I feel like this is going to be a little bit awkward. I haven't streamed in months, which also, hi, sorry about that. I've been growing a lot as a person ever since I moved out. It's not easy being an adult. It eats up a lot of your time. It's quite stressful, and frankly, it changes your priorities a little bit. But I am planning on returning to streaming. It's just not the time yet, you know? All right, we got this lighter twine. Now this is something that I vibe with. We had the darker twine before, but the lighter twine. Nice, light, delicate, airy. Fuck yeah. All right, let's see. Is there anything else that we want to add on here? Oh, of course. Some more wood accents, right? I see this theme as being very wood heavy, so I've got these little wood rings came off of a necklace that I got from the dollar store. I think those are going to go quite nicely, and I turned the twine into a cute little bow. Aww, adorable. And press it right in there. Beautiful. No, I don't like the bow there. The bow's going to have to go somewhere else, but we're still making progress. We're moving forward. Let's put the bow over here. Whee! Almost burned my fingers there. You don't even know how close I just came to very, very deep suffering. Let's put, I don't know, maybe up here? Right, kind of a sunflower vibe. This brown ties into the centers of the sunflowers. I gotta be honest, I'm really not that confident that this is going to be Alex's favorite or my favorite, but it's worth pursuing. It's worth going through all the way just because if I don't take the time to consider these things, well, I'm just going to end up going with the first thing that pops into my mind. And then we're probably just going to end up going with the first thing that pops into my mind. And then it's going to become sad. It's going to be lacking a lot of creative spirit and stuff. That's something that I cherish very, very deeply. I see this as an opportunity to wow. My friends, oh God, my friends and my family with my creativity and event planning and all of that. And I've talked to Alex about it. He's fine with that. He doesn't seem to attach to the idea of investing a ton of time into doing minute stuff like planning out what the vibes of the wedding are going to be. I'm sure he would rather just pick a color palette, but we're getting married because he supports my creative endeavors and I support his, and we work together really well in that regard. He brings a lot to the table that I often fail to consider, and I bring a lot of gusto and enthusiasm to the table. Alright. Just gonna... Man, these are getting stuck straight in my paintbrush. Not looking very sexy right now. Alright, whatever. We're just gonna pretend that that's how it's supposed to be. We're just gonna move on with our lives. Got the swirls, got the leaves. Needs more leaves. That's what I'm sensing right now. I loaded up the hot glue gun with a whole brand new stick of glue. So we got tons of glue to blow through here. Got all these beautiful greeneries smacking around the corners. Oh God, I put a bunch of hot glue in this corner and completely forgot about it. Ew, it's getting hard. Not looking nice. Alright. Are you feeling it? You sensing it coming in together? You starting to get the vibe? Because I am starting to get the vibe. I think this is going to be real nice. I keep looking over to check that I'm actually recording. There's nothing that I can imagine that would be sadder than sitting through this entire thing and then it turns out that I didn't record any of it. That would be a little bit embarrassing. Not gonna lie. Oh, I have the Death Valley thing. Shit. Didn't leave much room for gluing that on. Maybe we don't need it. Stick it up there. All right, I don't think that's gonna work out. I also have this very nice fine ribbon. Don't remember where I got that. Thought it might look good on something though, but just not this, not the vibe. Yet again, we move on. All right, at this point, I'm making my rounds here, just making sure that I've picked up everything that I want to include, and I think we're gonna be ready to move on. I think this bad boy is just about ready. I mean, it's jam-packed, full of all sorts of gold motifs, lots of gold, maroon, deep browns, light browns, getting some nice combinations in there. The yellows, of course. I think this is carrying through a good vibe. This is also very seasonal because this is an autumn wedding theme for sure. This is something that you would put together in the autumn time. You know, sit down, Thanksgiving. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. All right, we're going to move on. I'm also going to glue on some jasmine flowers. I have some dried jasmine here. And if you didn't notice me picking in my hands that is because they have begun the process of burning. God damn it. Hot glue. It's just so complicated. It covers you in all these threads. Hot glue might be a little bit more annoying than glitter, to be honest. All right. Let's glue on some flowers. Let's get serious here. I want these bad boys attached. We're going to move on. We're going to put some of these jasmine flowers in here. Oh, so beautiful. This board's going to smell delicious. Not just look fantastic, it's going to smell fantastic. Let's get some out of my hand here. Just going to stick them in real quick before the hot glue gun starts drying out. And I have had some really cool ideas for things like seating charts for the cocktail hour entertainment, and all of that stuff is coming up. So if you are at all interested in any sort of DIY, even if it's not wedding related, I feel like a lot of these concepts could apply to any sort of party, any sort of gathering that you're having. You could, of course, implement these ideas. Let's see how it looks with the twinkly lights. Ah, fuck. Love it. I'll drink to that. Cheers. I'm calling this bad boy done. What are we going to name her? Gentlemen, drum roll, please. And raise your glasses to walk Meadow-n the Aisle. Like, walk me down the aisle, but meadow. Walk me down the aisle. Moving on. There's no stopping this train now that it's left the station. Oh. Just set a couple pieces of my vibe board flying there. We're going to move on to the next piece of art. Okay. What was the next color that I said we would do? Green, right? Green and blue. All right. Let's start thinking about this blue situation. Now, there's a dilemma right off the bat. We've got dark blues. Beautiful. So magnificent. So majestic. Could go really nicely with orange. This is something that I've been thinking about. I didn't plan these vibe boards, but, you know, I know what my tastes are. Brown. This kind of burnt orange auburn situation. Ooh, sexy. Love it. How exciting. Maybe white is the other color. You know, that's a little bit naval, kind of, but it could work. Not going to incorporate a ton of brown into this one. I just decided that, and now it is law. We're not going to incorporate a ton of brown into here. We've got some white tulle. Got a cheap little bag there. Some flowers. Now, do these flowers go with this vibe? No. Definitively no. I don't like that. I'm going to move that straight out of here, but we are going to include orange. Fuck, I'm thinking about this burnt orange. It's eating up my mind. I just think it's a really tasty sounding color. And I'm drinking a blood orange ale, and my mind is just consumed with orange right now. That might be influencing my decisions here, to be honest with you. Now, I think the burnt orange is like a nice warm accent, and you can see here we have the Acadia National Park poster. This is kind of what I'm basing the vibe off of here. This and this piece of burlap over here are what are really carrying me through. So I have some gray swatches, and I think that's going to be a nice combination. The gray swatches the silvers, the browns. It's elegant, it's beautiful. What else have we got? Sparkles? I don't think I could talk Alex into including glitter in our wedding aesthetic, and frankly, I can't blame him. I've also got these pieces of gift bag that I cut up, but I thought that they had a really nice vibe to them. Very festive, little subtle silver dots, and that is going to be perfect for this. Boom, baby. What else have we got over here? Anything else out of the vibe pictures? I guess I might as well just show you everything else that I've got to work with here. So I've got this one from that same magazine. Green, yellow. I guess it kind of goes with that, but this thing that we just put together has more warmth to it. I've also got this champagne pink, dark greens. Ooh. Got this, which is just a picture of a log cabin. Nothing to do with weddings, I just like the vibe of it. This lavender. I like that. What if, you know, some lavender. Beautiful, elegant, love it. Moving on. What else have we got? Ooh, okay. These letters, they're not gonna spell anything. Well, they're gonna spell smock or comms or moss. Well, anyway, I just wanted to convey... How many times have I already said vibe in this video? I think I'm going to try to not say it a single other time during this video. Alright, let's gather some greenery here. Now, like I said, every single one of these colors is going to have some greenery. There's just no getting around it. I've got this teeny tiny vase with a little plant in there. I think it's going to carry that through quite nicely. And we've got some clothespins. Again, this is bordering into barn territory, the clothespins, the brown lace, that sort of thing. But, God, they're just so stinking cute. And I really see it come together here. Now, I had started this second piece by proclaiming that there was a big problem. And that problem was supposed to be that I can't decide between the light blue and the dark blue. But what I can do is I can kind of fade between one and the other. So maybe on this side we'll embrace the dark blue, and on this side we'll embrace the light blue. Here we've got some more swatches of the light blue. This one's a kind of aqua color. Actually, I quite like that. Can't go there. Doesn't really match with this, but it's good. It's got potential. Let's keep that in the back of our minds as we move forward. What else have we got? Glitter, no. Already established that that's probably not the best idea. Let's go through the scrap pile, see if there's anything in here that I want. Oh, so this is a nice blue and orange kind of national parks poster. I guess it's a little strange that I have all of these tiny national parks posters. I cut them out of the calendar. I just thought they were so stinking cute and I could have put them in the trash. So I had to keep them for myself. It's just the way that it is. What else have we got in here? Really just a bunch of little tidbits of color. It's not exactly what I'm looking for right now. Circular motifs? No. 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 Dark green. Yes. 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 I think that is going to just about cover it for this. I have a little bit of tinfoil to carry through that silvery vibe, and, of course, the zipper, because that's just an essential part of any mood board. You have to have the silver there. We have the lace. I could go for the brown. I could go for the white. Let's see. Whites, brown. I think this is one of those yeah. With the burlap here, I feel like this brown lace looks really nice. So we're going to keep that there. And twine. Yeah, we're going to bring back the twine. We're really going risky here. Going bold. Gonna be going straight into the barn territory, but you do what you gotta do. We gotta see this through. Watch it unfold. Got some washi tape? I do believe that's what that's called. As you can tell, I'm not really a big user of it. I just think it looked cute. And let's get some more of that. Nope, just kidding. Let's call it done instead. Let's get gluing, shall we? Take a sip before we do like the suburban housewives who were mixing up a cocktail, say, to add 2 shots and then just dump the entire vodka bottle into there. Alright, let's clear out our space again. This is really just the process of making a mess and then unmaking the mess over and over and over again. We're going to start by gluing on this massive piece of gift bag. I think that would just kind of make sense to start with. I know this is such a mess, but really, I think it's about time that I be honest with myself that I might be a little bit of a slob. I don't think I really care about keeping things neat and tidy. I think I care a lot more about having everything that inspires me readily available to me. Readily available for use, for thinking about, for destroying or rebuilding or refurbishing, which brings me to the headphones. You might be wondering why I'm wearing these god-awful things. You might have already even typed out some kind of really cruel comment talking about the shower caps on my ears. This is not a dig at the coworker who said that it looked like I had shower caps on my ears. It just made me realize that it really does make me look like I have shower caps on my ears. My headphones are dying. Unfortunately, they have been dying for around 6 years now, but I refuse to give them up. By God, I keep resuscitating them. I keep dragging them back from the brink of death, and I just simply will not let them go. I will wear these headphones until they literally, until they literally refuse to work for me, and until that day, I will be wearing them. So the problem is that the little cuffs that cover the ear, those are starting to get torn up, and I thought it would be really great to take some fabric and just refurbish them myself. I was going to paint the outside of the headphones, do deep cleaning, all that. Anyway, this is just proof that not every single DIY project has to be done. Lest you forget, the important question is not whether it can be done, it is whether it should be done. And in the case of cutting up your headphones just to glue on some crappy pieces of fabric that have absolutely no aesthetic cohesion whatsoever, shouldn't be done. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Stinky. I picked up the stickers and I started putting Mod Podge on them. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I want to put some Mod Podge on these flowers here. Get those in here. So obviously this is the blue variant. This is the variant with all the purples, the blues, more cool tones, lots of silver, whereas we went for gold with the other one. But I think that this is going to be very, very nice as well. And this, if put alongside a bunch of greens, and I'm talking a lot of dark green foliage, I think this is going to look really, really nice. And in terms of venues, we haven't even picked out a venue yet. I don't know whether it's the venue or the color scheme that should come first. Kind of a chicken or the egg situation. You want to see what your venue looks like to get an idea of what the rooms look like, what the wallpaper looks like, what the decor looks like. But at the same time, a lot of wedding venues try to make their places design agnostic so that no matter what you want to do for your wedding, you're able to execute it with them. So I'm hoping that I can pick a color scheme and then just find a venue that just so happens to also match with it. I'm going to fold this napkin in half and also smack a bunch of Mod Podge on there. And just, put it there. Nice. Very good. Good work. Go team. Continuing onward, Acadia. No, this is General Grant National Park. Excuse me. I'm so excited and enthusiastic. Oh, wait, look at that. I have the other one right next to it, Acadia. I'm gonna level with you. I don't quite remember which of these was supposed to be for this vibe. And I like the look of both of them. Alright, we're gonna go with Acadia because Acadia was the one that I said when I picked up the piece of paper, so that means Acadia was the one that was in my heart. Smack a bunch of glue on there. This is great. I love this kind of reckless crafting. Like, when you're doing it just for the sake of it, there's really no point. Oh, ooh. See? Just like that. Got a bunch of Mod Podge all over the poster. I'm not even worried about it. Got a bunch of Mod Podge on my hands. It's just the way life can be sometimes. I'm not too stressed out. We're also going to put a heavy dose in this corner. We're going to smack the lace on. essential, critical. I really do love me some nice, well-made lace. Do want to snip off the little end of this lace so that it's not covering up my flowers. Boom. There we go. Beautiful. Nice, wonderful, lovely. Let's move on. Twine. Now, what do I want to do with this? Maybe I could take the clothespins and kind of put them on the twine? These are functional clips. And just in case you thought that I was bluffing with my tiny clothespins, no, these are very functional tiny clothespins. They look so cute on that twine. Don't really know where it's going to go, but you know what? We're just going to do it. We're just going to commit to it. And I could actually just snip this twine in half, because this is a very, very long piece of twine. I don't need all of that. And I could glue one corner over here with the clothespins and one corner over here without them, so you kind of get a glance at them from all angles. I just realized that the second camera, I'm hardly even looking at it. I don't think there was any purpose in showing you my face. Yeah, here we are. Alright. Let's glue that in. Ooh. Oh. Okay, that was a 2-for-1. I burnt my finger in that little pool of glue there, and then I stuck my finger into the paintbrush, and it was very wet and cold and slimy, and I'm unhappy with that experience. Let's attach our silverware, of course, because what else are people going to be eating their dinners with? We got our silver spoon and our silver fork. The little family of silver. And let's toss on some more leaves. You can never have enough leaves. Fake leaves, real leaves, you can't have enough. Let's attach that little vase that we talked about earlier. Glue that straight on there. I think this is probably going to be fun to look back at after I'm done with the whole wedding process. Like, once it's all said and done, everything's booked, everything's ready to go, maybe the night before my wedding, I can look back at these little mood boards and think of how far I've come with all of this wedding planning. Or maybe not. Maybe I won't look at these at all ever again, and I'll just throw them out immediately after I'm done making decisions with Alex. Who knows? Who knows? It's a mystery. Alright. Let's put this nice soft tulle bag over here, and I'm going to leave it hanging off the edge just in case I decide to go crazy and start sticking things into the bag. What else have we got here? Alright, I think it's about time to regroup, reassess what we want to add on to here. I do have this envelope, which unfortunately I completely forgot about until this moment. Alright. Let's find some space for it. Let's do it before it's too late. Because we've still got a little bit of empty space here, but very, very soon we're going to have none at all. And I don't want to glue stuff on hanging off too far from the edges of this thing, because then it's just going to be a pain in the butt to store, and then I'm not going to want to do anything with it, and I'm just going to want to get rid of it as fast as possible. So let's avoid that. Oh, okay, nice. Ooh, okay, nice. Hear me out. So I'm going to glue it on like this, so that when I'm displaying it to Alex and getting his opinions on all of these boards, I can kind of, oh fuck, oh shit, ooh. That hurt. Ouchie. Okay, my finger's fine. You can't even see anything on it, but goddamn that hurt. This hot glue gun is uncovered because I lost the cap, and it's very dangerous, and I have hurt myself multiple times. All right, let's just move on. Gonna glue this on. So yeah, as I was trying to say before I accidentally maimed myself, I can kind of slide this over onto the other mood board as well, and you can get a picture of this envelope, this beigey textured vibe in all sorts of situations. All right, let's see how this is looking so far with the twinkly lights involved. Liking it, loving it. I think this board in particular needs a little bit more of the dark green. I'm going to put some more fake leaves on here. I don't have that much to work with when it comes to the dark greens. Like, I have this, which you may be convinced into thinking that this is black, but I, as the person who is holding it in her hands, can confirm that it is indeed just a very, very, very dark green. Yeah, I think this needs more greenery, and once it has a little bit more greenery, I think this is going to be just about carrying through the vibe. This is great. I am so excited. This is going 100 times better than I thought that it would, minus the whole maiming myself, burning my fingers, but... Oh, fuck! As I... Gonna put that down before I say any other words. As I'm supposed to say. That hurt. That hurt really bad. My fingers are sad now. Let's move on. Keep on gluing this foliage. The faster I glue this stuff, the faster I can move away from the risk of... Ah! I glued it straight to the piece of paper, which is not attached to the board. Alright. Boom. Nice! We got that. Let's also add some more greenish vibes with a little bit of washi tape. I don't get to use this stuff often. There was a period in my life where I really thought that I would get into bullet journaling, and I didn't. I got a bunch of washi tape and a bunch of journals, though. Didn't end up anywhere. Didn't result in anything, but I did it. I committed. So let's get some of that in here. Maybe winding around the edges to also hold down this very unruly picture of lavender. I don't know why it is, but this picture just specifically does not want to stay on top of the paper. Tripolowski, let's do 3 stripes. Then we should be just about good to go. I'm really feeling this one. I like the blues, and I know that Alex is interested in getting a blue color involved in our wedding. And of course, right, the question could then become, how would this look with a light blue color? Not bad. Frankly, I think this is not bad, but you know what? I'm just going to put it to the side for now, and I'm going to leave the light blue as an issue for another day. The zipper, essential. Let's get that glued on. I wonder if Alex is going to ask about the zippers. I don't know. I wanted to see some fabric with some metal on it. And I feel like zippers were the perfect way to do it. Maybe there. Oh, what a dramatic placement for the zippers. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. I don't know if you could see it, but it's literally steaming. Ah, boy, isn't that just the most comforting thing. Now I'm terrified to touch it. Oh. Got real close there. And I'm going to loosely put it on top of this bag so that if I do want to put stuff inside of it, I'll still have a way of doing that. Alright. What? Fuck. Shit. God damn it. I really need to be more careful. This is upsetting. This should not be happening. Jesus. Alright. Now it's time for the final sweep. Let's have a look through everything that I've got here and see if there's anything else that I want to add. Anything that I think is going to be a nice addition to this mood board. Ah, the sage green isn't bad. I don't hate it. You know what? I wanted to do a whole separate color scheme that was just based around sage, but at the same time, are the greens just the background color no matter what you do? I feel like no matter what, the sage is kind of just going to fall into the background. I mean, a muted color like this can't be your accent. Well, it can. I'm talking out of my ass. I have no idea what I'm talking about here. I'm not going to put these blues on. Bad vibe. Oh, Alex is home. Hello! Well, now it's kind of awkward because I waited so long to start speaking, but yes. Continuing onward, this little bit of burlap, I'm going to tuck this straight into the corner. Why, hello there, Alex.
Hello.
I am not streaming. I am simply recording a video. I need to have the brain space to actually think about it, you know? If I'm streaming, then I'm just going to end up smacking stuff together. But this is what we got so far, you know? Got some silverware, lots of zippers. I know you like zippers.
I thought we were just doing colors.
Yeah. It is just colors. Think more abstractly about it.
Okay.
It's a vibe board.
No, I mean, there's nothing you would do that I wouldn't like. I mean, I like teal.
Oh, okay. Like
Yeah, I like that.
this color.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so this is going to be the next one. I have one more.
But that's not the, having teal is not a requirement
This is true.
Teal is like my only color preference.
It's the only color you like?
Basically. Light brown, color blue.
Like this type of situation?
But if you had like the teal, the white,
and silver?
No. The gold. Give me the gold.
Okay.
The gold. Okay. This. Here's this. These. I mean, these are kind of the same. Let's say these, right? And then color that like pops out of it.
No.
Give me something like that.
Ooh. Ooh. Alright. I'm glad you came home when you did. Well. Alright, I think I'm done with the dark blue one then. Let's move on.
Such a tremendous gym day.
Tremendous gym day? What'd you do? Oh, okay. This, the dusty pinks.
Yeah. But with like the gold and teal accents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Like
More
the silver,
beige.
Like grayish silver.
Yeah, it's good. Ooh. Okay, I'm really seeing it come together. Look at this. This, yeah.
So imagine that with little bits of teal. And then you got the brown.
Boy, girl, gender roles. Nice. Well, I guess I'm not going to need your opinions on the boards after this then, since I've just heard your opinions. I really like this though. I'm going to also bring this to Yeva. I want to hear her thoughts about colors and
I
stuff.
like all of them, but I think that is like my favorite.
I think if this had more like dark green. I want it to be foresty.
That's baby blue. I don't like that shit.
Not baby blue. So Alex has just dropped by and given us some, frankly, really incredible vibes. I knew that he was into the blue, but as you guys just witnessed, it's going to be teal, and it is not going to be baby blue. This Amber World logo, this just came with a bunch of amber that I had, but I really liked the typeface of it, and I thought that it conveyed a good vibe. That's going to go over here. In this corner, we have some random companies branding for your wedding. And then let's get to gluing on this stuff. Alright. So this little centerpiece over here, this little beauty's got lots of the rose gold, lots of champagne-y, tan, beige, brown, green vibes. Love it. That's great. If we're going for the blue and the pink, as we just established, this is the gospel. This is the Bible of our design. So let's get it smacked on there. Oh god, this Mod Podge is sticking to everything and anything on my floor. Ooh. God, it's got hair in it? Ugh. Alright. Just gonna really just work it in there. Yeah. Take it all out on the Mod Podge. That's where it's gonna go. That's it. That's its spot. Alright, now the dusty pink. And the idea with these fabrics is that I really wanted to have like a drooping, almost, little section here. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to glue this fabric on the back side of this canvas and allow it to just gently drape over the top. Very luxurious. Very seductive. It's going to move with the wind. I don't know. Just thought that would be a nice vibe. I've also got this picture of a sunset, which, if that isn't stereotypical wedding stuff, I don't know what is. Got the golds, the oranges, and the teal. Now, Alex is onto something. Teal and orange, I believe, are on opposite sides of the color wheel. Guess I'll fact check myself later. Maybe I'll be feeling like a fool in a moment. But they do go really nicely together. Get some nice contrast in there. Alright, let's get this on as well. This is just another piece of birthday card that I butchered this morning. Fresh meat, freshly ready to be pasted together. Let's smack that down. There. Nice. I guess there still is a decision to be made between gold and silver for this one. I mean, in the original source image, I see a lot of gold, and I think that's probably going to be the nicest thing, right? If we're trying to play on the warmer tones of the pink as opposed to the cooler tones of the teal, definitely going to do that. Also, at this point, another fun little wedding update is that I've asked basically all of my bridesmaids at this point. I have one bridesmaid left to ask, and after that, I'll be ready to go. I'll have all my ladies in order. And I have started putting together a little video for my whole bridesmaid proposal basket process. All of the stuff I thought about and planned when I was putting those things together. And I'll tell you what, it was well worth the effort. Some of the stuff might seem like overthinking, like overanalyzing why make these vibe boards and go this in depth into just picking a color scheme, but honestly, it's just fun. It's just a great time. What else would I be spending my Sunday doing if not thinking about all of this stuff? So I might as well. And the other reason that I wanted to do this not on stream is I wanted to just listen to some chill hop music to myself and really dive in to what this feels like, you know, really dive into what exactly it is that I want to see happening for this wedding. And it's really quite convenient that we already got Alex's opinions on this, because now I feel like we're just really free to go ham. No one's going to look at this and judge. Let's get that lace on there. Ah, beautiful. And maybe some of this light wood. Seeing some of that happening. Some of this light wood situation here. Kind of matches with the lace. We're getting a little matchy-matchy going on here. And we do have this gold as well. Kind of liking that. So I guess in this color scheme, the main colors would be the teal, yellow, and the pink, all working together in harmony. Yes, love it. Let's get some of this glittery tape on here. As Alex mentioned, there will not be real glitter involved in the wedding. He just doesn't like the way that it sticks to everything, but I like that. I like the fact that I could work on a project with glitter, and then I'll have little reminders of the art that I made for weeks and weeks and weeks to come. You find it everywhere, in your butt crack, in your ears, and everything in between. That's just the way that it is when you work with glitter, though. It's just part of the process. It's the price that you pay to have something so beautiful in your life. Let's get some washi tape going here. Just gonna stick that one there. Alright, so this is another nice teal washi tape. Getting some more of those teal elements in here. It is the accent color, but I want it to really come through on this board. Alright, 2 stripes, baby. Now we're going for 3. Always gotta have the tripolowski. It's critical. Now what else do we want to add on to here? Now, another one of the things that's going to be a big component in our wedding, hopefully, is all sorts of traditional activities. So I've already been scoping out all sorts of Lithuanian traditions, all sorts of Armenian traditions, anything we could do to incorporate a little bit of history into our ceremony. I'm just a history geek. I won't say that I'm a history buff. I don't know a lot of things. I just want to know a lot of things. And that's enough. I think that's enough, frankly. Green. Let's get some green on here. To really feel this, to really sense what this is going to be like, let's put a heavy dose of Mod Podge in this corner and hit it with some serious greenery. I don't have much left in the way of leaves. I kind of went heavy on the leaves in the first couple of mood boards, but that's okay. I've got this fake moss situation here. Oh god, it's not really sticking down much. Just gonna kind of splatter the Mod Podge in there and hope that, okay, that's not gonna help it stick either. We're just gonna work this with our hands. Sometimes it's fun to get messy. It's all part of the process. Let's not be scared of anything that can easily be fixed, okay? I'm gonna wash my hands after this and it's all gonna be all right. And while I have my hands covered in Mod Podge, conveniently, I can just stick this little piece of paper right on there as well. My hands are sticky as it is, so it doesn't matter. Alright, we got lots of teal going on here. Let's get a little bit more of that dusty pink. We've also got sage color. Now this, no, not that. Let's get this gold attached onto here. This was another one of the pieces that Alex picked out. So I want to have it on there. Just going to put a couple dabs of hot glue in all the corners. and pray that it holds on. Not much more we can do. Boom. Oh, I did get a little dirty. Whoops. Gonna get that Mod Podge off there. Yeah, these things are not the most elegant pieces that I've ever put together, but it's all gonna work out in the end. I have spent some time thinking about the bridesmaid dresses, because obviously, I've been putting together those baskets. I've been thinking about my bridesmaids, thinking about how much I appreciate the fact that anyone would be willing to spend so much time and effort on what is essentially, at the end of the day, just a really big party. But by God, do we go in on this big party. Let's get some of this ribbon on, too. So I have put some thought into the bridesmaid dresses, and I'm thinking that I'm going to let the bridesmaids pick their own dresses. I don't know how common this is. I don't know how prevalent it is to not have all matching bridesmaid dresses. For all I know, it could be the hot thing of this season, and I'm just completely on trend with it. But one, I don't want to impose any unnecessary cost on anybody. I would rather people be able to pick their own dresses that are within their own price points, and I frankly don't need to have any input on it. But also, I think it's just more fun that way. It gives more opportunity for the ladies to express their own styles during the wedding. Because is the wedding really about you, or is it about everyone who's going to the wedding? Considering where most of the money goes to the food, to the entertainment, to the venue, to the seating, to the tablecloths, and all of that stuff, I would venture to say that a very big component of it, at the very least, a very big component of the wedding is what everyone else thinks about it. So you want to make a good time for everyone who's coming. Because of course, if you invite the most important people in your life to your wedding, you want them to have fun. Okay, let's keep it nice and simple. The greens, the blues, the pinks. I think the one and only thing that this is still really missing is a little bit more of that dusty pink. I do have this almost lavender book sock. Different from this color, but still a great vibe. Yeah, maybe this has got to go on somewhere. Like that. I could also just cut a little scrap of it, and that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm not going to use this entire book sock. And let's get snipping. Boom, boom, boom. I miss book socks. I miss this whole idea of having those big fat textbooks that you had to lug around while your tiny unformed spines struggled underneath the weight, bending and twisting in every possible direction to try and accommodate. Those were the days, man. I miss elementary school. Emma actually just recently started first grade, which is absolute madness to me. I mean, if you've been on this whole streaming / content making, I guess, journey with me, you'll be just as surprised as I am to hear that Emma is in first grade. My God, I remember first grade. I was a lucid human being in first grade, which means that Emma's going to start having memories, and her opinions are only going to get more refined, and I just can't wait. I love her so damn much. I can't wait to see what kind of adult she grows into. I'm very, very excited for that. Alright. The mess is starting to take shape. Something's happening here. There's something happening here. And what it ain't really ain't that clear. Alright, let's get some more tan. Boom! Burlap. Classic. I don't know why. I think it's just that burlap was a very convenient material when I was putting together the wedding stuff, and that's the reason why I ended up with so much of it. Not that I'm some huge fan of burlap or anything like that. Alright. Stick some wood on here. Why not? Boom. Would you look at that? Oh, shit. I completely forgot that I was naming all of these. That part of the process completely escaped me. Let's just move on and pretend that we never even started doing that. We're done. We did it. We created 3 mood boards. Now let's take a look and analyze what we've got. Look at these, and let's unplug the hot glue gun before a disaster happens, because there's really no reason to lose a finger over this. So, today we have assembled 3 completely separate and totally unique, never before seen, completely unbelievable aesthetics. And let's take a look at them, shall we? To start off, we put together this. We've got a maroon and gold, tan and green, white and red and orange and pink kind of aesthetic going on here. And I really love this look. I think it's super warm, and if we end up having a fall wedding, this is hot. This has got all the little details that it takes to really nail a fall wedding, and I think it's nice and cohesive. It's got a good mix of colors where you're not just looking at a monochrome situation, and it's got enough room to really work with those accents, right? The red and the bright green and the yellow, all those could be really nicely incorporated into different kinds of foliage and centerpieces and all that. Love it. I guess I'm gonna rate myself now. I would rate this an 8 out of 10. Good vibes all around. Now let's move on to the dark blue. Oh, Abbas, hindi şoke. Atik siya. Atik mas mali. Oh, Atik. Hi, baby. How are you? What do you think? Look, I've been putting together these mood boards for the wedding. Isn't that so exciting? Give me your other arm as well. All right. So, God damn it. All right, get out of here. Let's get focused. Kitty cat be damned. We're not going to get distracted from our mission, except to find our vape. Found it. Nice. So we got the yellow and the maroon. I would say that those are the main components of this vibe. Then, moving on to this look. This was our second look. The one that we created before Alex walked in and gave us some new inspiration. This one's got a lot of the dark blue going on, lots of navy. We have the greens, classic. I think whatever color we go with, there's going to be dark foliage. I just think it's so elegant. I think it really ties any colors together, quite frankly. We've got some nice burnt orange brown situation. We've got silver, the dark greens, of course, some lace. You know what's going on here. This is kind of a winter wedding situation. It's a late fall, early winter. The nights are dark and cold. The stars are above in the sky. You could actually incorporate a lot of celestial stuff into this particular color scheme as well. You could do lots of moons and stars, and I think you could still do all of the dark foliage as well. So that one's got some perks to it, for sure. And this burnt orange could just as easily go with the yellow setup. And then finally over here, we have the little masterpiece that we made in collaboration with Alex. So here we've got lots of teal going on, and it's teal, not baby blue. Strictly, for sure. Tans, we got the earthy tones, lots of greens, and then we got kind of ivory color. So rather than a really blaring bright white, we go for the ivory, which plays off the cool tones of the teal, and we have a bunch of dusty pink throughout. Love it. Very unique. Definitely unlike anything I've ever seen, and I do think this one really speaks to me and Alex. The pink, I mean, I'm a hoe for pink. The teal, that's the color of Alex's childhood bedroom walls. This man is a man that I associate with the color teal. I can't see the color teal without thinking about Alex. So, frankly, I think that this might be the one. I think this might be the 10 out of 10. You know, over here, I'd give this a 6.5, 7 out of 10. I think the dark blue might be my least favorite of all the vibes, just because I'm not really looking for a nighttime winter wedding. This, however, has a lot of potential, and I really want to see where I could go with this. I might have to make a separate Pinterest board or something like that, exploring just this concept alone. Well, with that, I do believe that our wedding planning session has drawn to a close. My floor is about 100 times messier than it was when I started, but the ideas have poured out, and by God, they have poured all over these canvases. 3 unique looks. 3 aesthetics that could all just as easily carry through the vibes of me and Alex. Now it's time to go into the research phase. This is something that we will have to touch base on another day, though. For today, this has been Meadow-n the Aisle, and it's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Bye!